You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend in his own time. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. What's up, everybody? Yours truly, Ron Kelly, the Ron Kelly Show. Broadcast a lot right now on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X, or Twitter, or whatever they call it these days. Anywhere. Anybody, Happy New Year. 2024 is here. Thank the Lord I was able to make it through. Let me tell you, 23 was rough sledding, but you know what? Through the grace of God, I am here, still here and back for another round with you jokers. Anyway, welcome everybody. 2024. This is the very first program, the very first show with Ron Kelly show for 2024. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me tonight. If you heard, I'm here, and you can log on to, if you're a Facebooker, you can log on there, LinkedIn. You can log on to the Ron Kelly YouTube channel and please subscribe. Please. I don't want to sound like I'm begging, but anyway, you can subscribe to the Ron Kelly YouTube channel and TikTok. Ron Kelly Show is on TikTok. Now, I don't broadcast on TikTok, but I do have a page and I post my nonsense up there every now and again. So you can go on YouTube. You can go on LinkedIn. And you can hook up, like, or follow the Ron Kelly Show on TikTok. Okay, just a couple minutes past 7 p.m. You all know what time it is. It's the 11th of January already. Before you know, we'll be celebrating again. Happy New Year. And I really want to go. One of these days, I do want to go. But I heard so many stories about where you go to the bathroom, and all kind of stuff you have to go through. But I'm pretty sure it's a nice experience. So shout out to the people who did go to the ball dropping. I do want to go one year, but I want it to be before I have to wear diapers for real. Anyway, welcome. It's the Ron Kelly Show. Again, you go to Ron Kelly Show page on Facebook, on Twitter as well, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also you can hit me up on the Ron Kelly Show channel on YouTube. So congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys. Congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys for winning the NFC East once again. And it's been like 20 years since and I'm not going to say the last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. I'm going to say it's been 20 years since the last time that nobody has won the NFC East twice. One of the most competitive divisions in football. But anyway, this isn't a sports show, so I'm going to get right to it in just a second. Anyway, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. Shout out to Amica and Porterfield, who sponsors the Ron Kelly Show. I'll talk about them a little bit later on. Holla at your boy, holla at my boys at Fume Smoke Shop in Montclair, New Jersey. Y'all know who y'all are. Too many names to mention, but you know who you are. I take a little break from the cigar bar. Because I do frequent the cigar bar, and I do like going to the cigar bar, but I had to take a little break. I haven't been there all week. So I took a week off from the cigar bar just to give my lungs a break. You got to do that every now and then. So Migrant-mania. We're stuck in this, don't say this, don't say that. And I'm talking about people on the ground level like myself, people who are not famous, and people in the cigar bar that I know, and people, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but it's don't say this. We've caught up in this this situation where you don't want to say anything. We don't want to say anything. We don't want to hurt a friend who may need to hear the truth. But we don't want to say anything because you don't want to hurt that person. We don't want to You know, we don't want to hurt their feelings. And we're caught up in this right now, this politically correctness or this political correctness that we're caught up in now, where you just don't want to say this and don't want to say that. See, me, I'm different from most people. I'm going to say within reason and with some kind of candor, I'm going to say what I need to say, because we're so, it's laughable how we don't want to tell people the truth. We don't want to let people know what we're really thinking. So are we perpetrating a fraud by not saying who we are? Are we not, you know, are we, you know, because you know, tell me the truth. You know, I prefer you to tell me the truth. Tell me the hardcore truth, and I just have to deal with it. But I'd rather hear the truth, the hard truth, than a nice lie. So tell me the truth. So it's, okay, I got to keep it with my time slate here. Okay, all right. It's about 7 minutes past the hour. Okay, just want to keep up on everything as I go. R. Kelly got a lot to do in here. And I need to let you guys know that the views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself, myself, and I, and the R. Kelly Media Enterprises, LLC. And they are not those of my advertisers or my support people who work behind the scenes to support the Ron Kelly show. All right, so plenty of ways to listen to the show: Facebook, LinkedIn, the YouTube channel, which is picking up listeners little by little, but they're getting there, and the X, because there's so many things to watch and listen to these days. You know, I remember when TV was 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and sometimes 13. And now there's so many channels. I got so many channels on my cable that I don't even watch. There's a lot of them that I'm paid for every month, and I don't watch. But I don't want to delete them because I may want something may come up where I may want to watch them. So anyway, yeah, we're caught up in this, don't say that, where we don't want to tell people the truth. We don't want to tell people how we really feel about a particular thing. And it just amazes me that this is going on, where we don't want to talk. You know, so the president's candidate, and I know y'all don't pay much attention to this. I really don't either, but I just need to say, president's candidate. Well, first, let me back up a minute. Let me back up a little bit and talk about this migrant-mania, migrant crisis. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get that that people, you know, how Americans are advocating for the care of migrants. And I kind of understand, because we got dogs that are, you know, the PETA people consider dogs more important than people. So I kind of get it. I mean, I don't understand it, but I receive it. And this migrant thing, look, we can't take care of everybody. You know, we can't take care of everybody. And Biden has failed miserably to keep the people out. Yeah, I said it, to keep the people out. Because we can't take care of everybody. We're taking these people in, and I'm not going to go Trump on you and start talking about the disease and the killers. But there are disease and there are killers. People you don't know, they're child molesters. You don't know what their record was, what their background is, what they did while they were in Mexico, because, you know, they don't have this system. Well, nobody has a system that the United States of America has. And you don't know where these people, what they've been doing, where they come from. You don't know. We don't know what their background is and all of that. Now, now they took the migrants out of Floyd Bennett Field, where they have this tent city set up, and they put the migrants in Madison High School in Manhattan, Queens, I think it is. And one of the women whose child goes to school says that, well, they should fumigate the school. She said they should fumigate the school because we don't know where these people been. You don't know if they got lice or what they've got on their body, lice or gnats or whatever the case may be. And she said that they should take care of that with the studio. And I kind of laughed. It was funny to me. But Biden has failed miserably, and I'm completely against what they're doing with the migrants, putting them on the bus, bringing them to New York, setting them up with housing. And a lot of us can't even get housing. Putting their kids in school, transporting the kids to school, giving them Medicaid or whatever the case may be. I can't even get nothing. I got to work in order to get health insurance. If I wasn't working, I wouldn't have crap. You know what I mean? But they're taking the people in. They put them on buses and planes. I got to pay to get on a bus. I got to pay to get on a plane. They put them on planes. They put them on buses. They're sending them to these so-called sanctuary cities. What the hell is a sanctuary city? I sure would like to know. That you made a pledge to help. If you're an illegal immigrant, which you've broken the law, and you've brought yourself to America, and you broke the law. But I'm going to overlook that, and I'm going to bring you in. I'm going to feed you. I'm going to clothe you. I'm going to put a roof over your head. I'm going to give you health insurance. Hell, California right now is a bill pending in California, which is probably going to pass. You know how laid back California is. California, there's a bill waiting to be passed by the state legislature and the assembly that says that they're going to give free health care to migrants. Free health care. Give me a goddamn, give me a break. You're going to give free health care to migrants. And there's a lot of folks running around here in America, can't get no health insurance, can't get nothing to eat, can't get a roof put over their head. I mean, I'm talking about no questions asked. Now, you can get stuff in America, but you have to, you can get stuff, but you have to provide information, Social Security number and where you've been and what the hell you've been doing for the last 10 years, whatever the case may be, what's your origin, yada, yada. But our migrants, all they got to do is just come in. They come in illegally. Once again, they come in illegally. You put them on a bus. Well, they won't put them on planes. They put them on buses now. I guess the planes got a little expensive, chartering a jumbo jet. But they're putting them on a bus, and they're bringing them in. Now, you can say what you want to say about me, because I really don't give a damn. They should not be letting them in. And I got to tell you that with Trump's immigration policies, I agree with. Because people are flooding the country. And I'm not saying that, there's probably enough room for them. But the way it's being done, I'm totally against. It's 13 minutes past the hour. I'm totally against the way they're doing this. This is ridiculous. Letting them just stroll all in, cross the Rio Grande, whatever river that is, between Mexico and the United States of America, and just bring them on in. Not even stopping them, not deporting them, not turning them around. Just come on in. Come on in. Now, if I was homeless and helpless, I'd be on the corner of Springfield Avenue and Sussex Avenue begging for change. But these people, they're coming in, they're illegal, they're coming in, and they're giving them whatever they need. So in researching this, I found out that the people who they're bringing in are not even eating the food that's being provided for them. They're throwing it away. What I'm hearing is 70,000 meals, something like 70,000. Talk about biting the hand that feeds you. 70,000 meals have been, and that's at last count. 70,000 meals have been thrown away by the migrants. It's just ridiculous. And you had a situation where one migrant killed another one. I mean, this is what we're bringing into the country. One migrant stabbed another one to death. Not sure what it was about. Probably over a bed or something, or the person jumped the line. I mean, you get stabbed to death for jumping the line. I mean, give me a break. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm totally wrong. I'm totally against, for the record, the Ron Kelly Show and yours truly Ron Kelly, R. Kelly, like my friends like to call me. And no, I'm not him. I'm out here. He's in there. And I still listen to his music, by the way. I'm totally against what they're doing with the migrants. It's not racial. It's not anything like that. Because there's people here who are hungry. There's families here who don't have a place to live, who are struggling in these shelters that are hellholes, and they're putting the migrants up in hotels and putting their kids in school. And there's a lot of Americans who can't even get a lot of this stuff. They can't get it. It's just ridiculous. And I'm totally against the migrant situation. Totally against it. Lamont Gates says, God bless the migrants. I hope the so-called Christians learn compassion. Well, I ain't got no damn compassion. I got compassion for the people. Thank you, Lamont Gates. I got compassion for the people who are already here. For the people here who are suffering. The people here who can't get a bite to eat. The people here that can't get a roof put over their head. Like, Jesus Christ. California, free health care for migrants. You talk about people that are illegal, people that shouldn't even be here in the first place. And you're going to give them free health care? Meanwhile, somebody's got an ear infection, is turning into a brain tumor because an American, because they can't get health care. I mean, come on, give me a break. Give me a break. Lamont Gates adds, you shall treat the stranger who sojourns with you as a native among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Well, Lamont Gates, this is the land of America, and I disagree with what you're saying. I totally disagree with it. I'm down with Trump. Stay in Mexico until we clear you. Would you let somebody come in your house and you don't know who they are, or if you would let somebody bring somebody to your house and you don't know who they are? No, hell no. I don't know that person. No, you can't come in my house. And I don't know him. I disagree, Lamont. I say keep them in Mexico like Trump was doing. Keep them in Mexico. Let them stay in Mexico until they get cleared. But this thing they're doing now, and it's costing billions and billions and billions of dollars. And yeah, and I know the United States of America spends trillions on defense. We have to, because all the other countries in the world, Russia and China and Iran and all of these places, they hate our guts, and they would love nothing more than to destroy the United States of America. They would love nothing more. Because where else can you find what you find here in this country? You can live here your whole life and still have not seen everything and have not done everything. But this migrant thing, no. I hear you, Lamont Gates, but no. I ain't trying to hear it. No. Anyway, it's 20 minutes before the hour, just about. Thank you to Lamont Gates for your comments. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll come right back with more. This is the Ron Kelly Show, everybody, and it's on Facebook, it's on LinkedIn, it's on YouTube, it's on X, and also it's the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on Ron Kelly Show. Blah, blah, blah. I haven't done this in a while. BlogTalkRadio.com, the RonKellyShow.com. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
everybody. Welcome back. It's the Ron Kelly Show, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com. It's on right now. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter, and blogtalkradio.com and RonKellyShow.com. Oh my goodness. Shout out to my sponsors from Amica and Porterfield Transportation for 44 years. Even longer than the Cowboys' last Super Bowl victory. Oh boy, for 44 years, Amica and Porterfield has been providing excellent, accident-free, safe transportation services to the New York metropolitan area. 44 years since 1980. 44 years, and I was like 5 years old. Anyway, yeah, they have been providing safe, reliable transportation for 44 years. Amica and Porterfield Transportation is located at 307 Arlington Avenue in Plainfield, New Jersey. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't come to your neck of the woods and serve you with the safe, reliable service that you most definitely need. They can do that. So you give them a call, 908-753-6423. That's 908-753-6423. Or you can contact them at amica.porterfield at gmail.com, I believe it is. amica.porterfield, gmail. Or Verizon.net, rather. Amica.porterfield at Verizon.net. Amica.porterfield at Verizon.net. But you be better off. Give them a call, 908-753-6423. That's 908-753-6423. Amica and Porterfield Transportation, proud sponsors of the Ron Kelly Show. So sorry, Lamont, but not sorry. I just ain't feeling this migrant stuff. Not feeling it. Send him back. You can say what you want to say about me. See, because I'm not afraid. I'm not politically correct. I'm not afraid. Like I opened the show and I talked about how people are just so afraid to say what's on their mind because they're so worried about what somebody's going to think about them. You know who I worry about? The people who put money in my pocket. I worry about what they're going to think about me. But everybody else, hey, whatever. You try not to disrespect anybody. You try not to rub anybody the wrong way. But the truth is the truth. And if you're going to tell me the truth, don't give me some BS. Tell me the truth. Because I'm not down with that politically correct. Don't say this, don't say that. And, no, I'm not down with that crap. I say whatever it is on your mind. If you're talking to me, tell me what's on your mind. Don't give me the edited bullshit, version. Tell me what the deal is. Okay, everybody, it's 24 minutes past the hour, 35 minutes to go. It's the Ron Kelly Show. And it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com, Facebook, LinkedIn, the Ron Kelly Show YouTube channel that I would appreciate you going to and subscribing. And X, before Elon Musk destroyed it, it was called Twitter. Now, it's not even worth half of the money that it was worth when he bought it. But, when you got the kind of money that this joker has, I guess you really don't even give a crap. Okay, so I lost 20 billion. So what? I still got 200 billion. So when you go up in the stratosphere like that, I guess it really doesn't matter. Anyway, once again, the Cowboys and the Packers this weekend. The Packers will visit the Cowboys, the wild card round, and I'm looking forward to watching that. Got some good football coming up in a day or two. Okay, so I'm down with Trump, and I just might vote for Trump. I just may vote for Trump. I know what Trump is about. I know how he is, but I just might vote for Trump. See, because we got this, watch it, don't do this, don't say this, don't say that, which is going on right now. People is not saying, there's a lot of people that can't stand those migrants. And I don't hate them, but there's a lot of people that don't like them, and they won't say. Everybody wants to, well, let me seem like I'm like everybody else. See, that's why y'all can appreciate the Trump supporters. At least you know what the hell they are. They ain't hide nothing. And I can appreciate Trump because he's not hiding nothing. At least you know what he's about. So you can make a decision. You can make an informed decision about Trump because you know what he's about. You know. See, Biden, you don't know. Barack Obama, you don't know. Bill Clinton, you didn't know. And so on and so forth. You don't know. So at least with Trump, you know. See, because you know that the ugly side of Trump. See, I want to know that the ugly side of a person, especially if I'm getting ready to vote you in as the president of these here United States. I want to know the good, the bad, and I want to know the ugly too. Yeah. I want to know the ugly. I want to know what's seething beneath the surface. And with Trump, you know. So I'd rather have somebody who's not so acceptable or who's not so widely, somebody who's not the status quo. I'd rather have that person. At least I know who you are. But a lot of people, and then a lot of people I sit with, people I smoke cigars with, I really don't know who the hell they are. I really don't know. Because we all, for the most part, we want to project a persona like and nobody really knows what you're thinking. See, because they call me like, when people I'm around, they call me like hardcore because I'll tell you what's on my mind. Will I be respectful? Yes. Will I try to, not let it land so hard? Yes. But I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. And see, that's the thing I can appreciate about Trump. And I'm not saying I'm going to vote for him. I'm not promoting him. But he says it. He says it. So if Trump does something, it's not like, oh, wow, you're just so shocked and amazed because he says it. And you can expect certain things from Trump. You can expect him to have a call girl on the side. You can expect him to cheat. And that's not what I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right at all, but you can expect him to do these things because this is who he is. At least I know. I don't want to vote for somebody who voted for Bill Clinton and turned out he had Monica Lewinsky in the closet and he nutted on her dress. That's what the evidence was about. That the president ejaculated. Monica Lewinsky was wearing this blue sequin dress, and the president, she must have did a good job because the president ejaculated on her dress. And he denied it up until that point. But when they tested that dress and they matched the DNA of the ejaculation, the ejaculation on her dress, they matched it to the president. And only then did he fess up and say, yeah, okay, I did it. Because prior to that, you remember, I didn't touch this woman. And what's the meaning of sex? To get a blowjob? Does it mean that a blowjob is not sex unless you enter the woman with your penis and all of this nonsense? They're splitting hairs. All the stuff that went on when the Lewinsky bombshell dropped. So like if Trump ejaculated on a woman's dress, well, I don't know if he can still do that now at 73 or 77, whatever he is. But if he did that, that wouldn't shock me. I'd be like, well, that's Trump. But when Bill Clinton did, it was a big shock because he presented himself one way when he was actually something else. He was something else. But he presented himself a different way. So yeah, tell me the truth, damn it. Tell me the truth. Tell me the hardcore truth. Don't give me the bullshit. Tell me the truth. Anyway, if you have a comment, you can comment on the Ron Kelly Show right now. You can send your comment to me. You can send your comment to me, and I'll put it on the air, and I'll address it as best I can. Okay, it's a half hour past the hour of Mr. Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. So yeah, tell me the truth. I mean, tell me, don't give me the BS and the politically correct, answer. Tell me the truth. Anyway, glad to be back. It's the 11th of January, 2024. You're listening to the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Live on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com, and on Facebook, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Log on to the Ron Kelly Show YouTube channel and subscribe, please. And also X marks the spot. X that Elon Musk destroyed. A perfectly good product. He came in and destroyed it. So, I'm watching I haven't watched not necessarily watching the presidential debates because they're boring, to put it mildly. And even last night with Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor who's trying to erase slavery from the history books in Florida schools. Trying to erase history from the books, from the textbooks, school books of Florida schools, banning ones that talk about Martin Luther King and Sojourner Truth and Malcolm X and some of the other people. Black historians who made a difference, banning them. And they were on last night, and I'm not so bothered with, it's a shame that what he's doing, but he's not the only one that's doing it. He's not the only one that's doing it. Let me encapsulate this or try to unpack this best I can. She was asked about the Civil War. Why was there a Civil War, Nikki Haley? Why was there a Civil War? Now, Nikki Haley did not say or would not say that slavery was the reason why the North and the South went to war. See, because nobody wants to say that the United States of America, the bastion of freedom, the land of the free, home of the brave, and so. Shaking our fingers at people. China, why are you doing this? North Korea, why are you doing this? Iran, why are you making the ladies wear the hijab? Iraq, the Taliban, why are you not letting women go to school? Yada, 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 yada. The United States of America enslaved African Americans. Black folks went to Africa, scooped them up. Hey, I got an idea. Let's go to Africa, get some people who haven't been, American. Let's go to Africa and get some slaves. Let's go get some slaves. And see, these are the people who founded this country. Thomas Edison. Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, the founders of the United States of America, the founders owned slaves. So you have people, I should have had something to drink here. So you got the people who wrote the Constitution, this great paper, wrote the Constitution of the United States of America, wrote it. And they wrote the Constitution. So you walk around and you see these schools, George Washington School, George Washington School, Thomas Jefferson School, Benjamin Franklin School. And all of these schools, I need some water. All of these schools, all all of these schools that were named after people who were slave owners, who owned slaves. So Martha Washington, George Washington's wife at the time, was bossing slaves around in the kitchen. Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, the founders of the United States of America were slave owners. You see how profound that is? And it was even in the Constitution that a black person, like such as moi, yours truly, was not considered a whole person. So instead of one man, one vote, with the black folks, it was a third of a person. So 3 black people equaled 1 vote. So this brutal, beatings and lynchings and when they used to have the lynch a black person in the town square, that was an event because they didn't have Netflix and all the stuff we got now. So lynching, lynching a black person in the town square was an event. Mauling a black person, cutting off the genitals and what have you, was an event. So everybody would gather up their baskets, their picnic baskets, bring some iced tea or whatever. Well, I don't know if they had ice back then, but they gather in the town square for the lynching of the black person who looked at a white woman, something as simple as that. Like Emmett Till, for example, was brutally murdered for looking at a white woman. So you can't even look at a white woman back in the day. The United States of America, land of the free, home of the brave. BS bullshit. So that was the event in the town square. Bring your picnic baskets, bring the kiddies. Everybody gather around, get yourselves together. We're gonna hang a nigger today. Hang a nigger. That would be so that's what was going on in the United States of America, the great land of the free, where black folks were kept as cattle or horses, cows, sheep, no better than a farm animal. Black people were kept no better than a farm animal in this United States of America. So in the country, see, right now they're trying to whitewash. They're trying to whitewash history. Like I said, Ron DeSantis is trying it. You can't say, don't read this book, don't read that book. That's not going to stop people from knowing what happened. But white folks, especially the ones in the upper echelon, are embarrassed. Like, damn, my great-grandfather was a slave owner. And you should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed because you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. And I know it wasn't you per se. I mean, you weren't there in the 1800s or for the 244 years that black folks were kept as slaves. I understand that you weren't there, but you're a descendant. You're a descendant of someone who kept slaves, someone who owned other people. So the history of the United States of America, people are trying to whitewash. They're trying to whitewash the fact that they came here and killed all the Indians. They're trying to whitewash that. Like, oh no. Killed the Indians. Because the Indians were here first. So when they landed on Plymouth Rock, like Denzel said in the movie, Plymouth Rock landed on the Indians. And they were destroyed. And that's when America took over. So when they freed the slaves, Abraham Lincoln, Emancipation Proclamation, they freed the slaves, but they didn't give them nothing. And the slaves didn't even know about them because there was no Google and all the stuff we have now. So the slaves didn't even know that they had been freed for 3 years after, in Texas particularly, they didn't know until 3 years after they were free that they were free. But when they freed them, they didn't give them shit. They didn't give them no land. They didn't give them no cows, no horses. They gave them nothing. They just said, okay, you're free. Even when you get out of prison, they give you some change, give you some shoes and, they give you some clothing, But when they freed the slaves, they didn't give them nothing. So because while they were free, while they were slaves, they weren't allowed to learn anything. They weren't allowed to read books. They weren't allowed to talk about their past, their culture. And that's why we have no culture today. We're just like a bunch of people running around bumping into each other like the Keystone Cops because we have no culture. So when they let the people go, they didn't have nothing to go to. They had nothing. They had nothing. So a lot of the slaves was like, well, I might as well stay here because, I'm not going to eat. Going out in the woods, I'm not gonna have a place to sleep because we talk about the 1800s. I mean, black people didn't, it wasn't like it is now. But I'm gonna get to Nikki Haley in just a second. I want to take a quick break, everybody, and I will come back with more of this program, Mr. Ron Kelly show, everybody, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com. All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Ron Kelly Show. Shout out to one of our sponsors, Amaker Porterfield, 307 Arlington Avenue, Plainfield, New Jersey. The phone number is 908-753-6423. That's 908-753-6423. It's about 15 minutes and some change before the hour. Shout out to Lamar Gates who sent in a message, and you can send in a message too. Just go to the Ron Kelly Show Facebook page, and you can send your message in as well. If you want to advertise on the Ron Kelly Show, sure you do. Get in touch with me. Or one of the ways you can get in touch with me is by email. It's rkellytalk@aol.com. That's rkellytalk@aol.com. rkellytalk@aol.com. All right, everybody. It's just a few minutes before 8 o'clock. So I'm talking about the mixed message. The mixed message being sent to the United States of America, the land of the free, home of the brave, that kept slaves for 250 years. So when Abraham Lincoln decided that, to advance the Emancipation Proclamation and free the slaves, some Americans went nuts. And the fact is that a war broke out, a civil war, not a war from somebody from another country. There was a war from the North and the South went to war over the slaves because the South wanted to keep the slaves and the North wanted to free the slaves. So they actually went to war. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable that some people were so passionate about keeping the slaves. So passionate about keeping the slaves that they actually went to war to keep slavery alive. And see, this is part of the mixed messages being sent to the United States of America, land of free, home of the brave. Give us your poor, your tired, your huddled masses yearning to be free. Yeah, but black people wasn't free. The black folks were not free. And this is the mixed messages being sent by these here United States of America. So, so it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because see, this is the first thing that people throw back to the United States face: Russia, China, all the countries that can't stand us, North Korea, Iran, Iraq, you name it, there's a whole bunch of them. And so when we tell people about civil rights, human rights, they like, you used to have slaves. At least we didn't have slaves. The president or whoever it is, Biden, Trump, whoever they say, hey, you had slaves. We didn't have. Who are you gonna tell me what the hell to do with my people? But we didn't have slaves. We didn't have indentured servitude like you had here in the United States. And they're right. How you gonna tell somebody to treat their people better when you just murdered the hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of black folks murdered by white people? Black Wall Street, where white folks came in, burned it to the ground. I mean, the four little girls at the Little Rock High School. I mean, there's so many egregious acts committed by white folks in America against black people. Just one after the other, after the other, after the other. Now it's police shootings. Back then it was water cannons and dogs and whatever else they wanted to do to us because we didn't have nothing to lean on. So now what do? Okay, George Floyd, the last thing, they took Aunt Jemima off the pancake box. They didn't call her Aunt Jemima no more, and they jazzed her up and took the scarf off her head. Just BS. To Uncle Ben, they took Uncle Ben off the rice box. Just little stuff that they call themselves doing to appease us. And we fall for it, of course. We fell for it. Because, these little things that they did, they took off Cops, the TV show Cops, took it off the air. It's back. Cops is back. It's on Fox Nation now. So the Cop shows, they took off, some of just little tokens like, here you go. We're going to take Aunt Jemima off the box. We're going to take Uncle Ben. We're going to stop airing Cops. These little things that they did to try to appease black folks. But anyway, so fast forward. So Nikki Haley, when she was asked why was there a civil war, she would not say. She would not say it was because of slavery. You see, because and she's not even. I mean, she's Indian. She's not even. I'm not gonna say she's not American. I imagine she was born here, but she was afraid to say that it was about slavery. You see, because then we go back to how I opened the show about people not wanting to say anything, afraid they're going to, cause harm, or afraid they're going to, they're afraid that they're going to lose favor. Because you notice that the people who the people who support Trump and the candidates who are running against Trump, they're not saying too much about Trump. I mean, maybe Chris Christie, he's going to lose anyway. But so he's got nothing to lose, Chris Christie. Chris Christie wanted to be the attorney general. Trump kicked him to the curb. And so Chris Christie has an agenda now. So, so this is what happened. So Nikki Haley did not want to say that it was about the Civil War. She did not want to say that because even though she's running against Trump, she wants to get those Trump supporters who don't necessarily want to vote for him. So we're back again to don't say this, don't say that, watch it, blah, blah, blah. Hey, come on. So she didn't want to say, and because she knew she had those Trump supporters in mind. And see, this is all part of the whitewash of how they're trying to whitewash away slavery. Now, you look on the TV now, every other commercial is about the Jews. Every other commercial is about Jewish hate, anti-Semitism. Every other commercial. I don't see that many commercials about black people, but every other commercial is about the Jews. And I got nothing against the Jews. Even though I do feel like they are going way over the top in Gaza, way over the top of the people that are being killed indiscriminately. And in Gaza, 50% of the population are children. So 50% of the people who have been killed have been children. And Israel is going to Gaza like a bull in the china shop, but nobody's going to say no. Oh, no, don't say nothing about Israel. Don't say nothing. So when the Palestinians have a press conference, there's not one single solitary political person there. But when the Jews have a press conference, you can't fit them all in. There's so many of them. So don't say nothing about the Jews if you want to keep your job. If you want to remain popular politically, or somewhat popular, or electable, I should say, don't say nothing about the Jews. So this is all part of the whitewashing, Nikki Haley not wanting to say the real reason why there was a civil war. She had to go back and she tried to fix it. I got the old stupid, I got black friends, it just make things worse. Just make things worse. So there's part of the whitewashing that's going on where white folks, today's white folks, the 2024 white folks are trying to erase the bloods, to try to clean the blood stains of slavery and the brutality that black folks suffered back then. Because it wasn't just about slavery. Black folks suffered because not everybody was ready to roll over and be a slave. Some people were trying to get away. And when you try to get away and they caught you, they would cut off the foot, cut off the half of the foot, because they still want you to be able to stand up and work, pick cotton and whatever the case may be, whatever job that you needed to perform. So they wouldn't cut off the whole foot. They would cut off maybe halfway through the foot, like the front part of the foot. They would cut off so you couldn't run anymore. Just a straight brutality of black folks about white people. And this is why there's a whitewashing that's going on right now in America to wipe away the stain of slavery on that Star-Spangled Banner. Just wipe away. See, you can't wipe away. America cannot wipe away what happened to black folks. Emmett Till and so many other people. Rosa Parks, John Lewis, so many other folks. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, who they killed because Martin Luther King was a threat. Martin Luther King was a threat to America, or they took him as a threat because, oh God, because he didn't promote anger and fighting like the Black Panthers did. See, with the Black Panthers and some of the other groups, they gave them an excuse to raid the Black Panthers. They were like, hey, they're threatening us. The Black Panthers are threatening us. The Black Panthers did, do threats. Greetings, Joanne Jackson. Long time no see. Joanne Jackson says they can never wash that away. No, they cannot. No, they cannot. But Nikki Haley did not want to say why there was a civil war. Because it's unfathomable that people actually took up arms, fought, and died for the right to own other people. It's just unbelievable that they fought. And I'm not talking about the people who fought to abolish slavery, but the people who fought to keep slaves. It's just unbelievable. And see, that's why the United States of America is a bunch of crap. Freedom still ain't free. Black folks still are not free. Not free to own a home. Not free to buy. I mean, yeah, I've owned a home and I have a car, more than one at one time. But that's not all it's about. That's not all it's about. So Nikki Haley did not want to, she didn't want to alienate those Trump people who, because like I say in my intro, some people do want to go back to slavery. Some people want to go back. I mean, they can't do it now, but some people still long for the days when they had control of black folks. Back then they had control of black folks. So they long for the days when they kept slaves. And you're right, Joanne Jackson, they could never, ever wash that away. Never. Nice to hear from you, Joanne Jackson. They could never wash that away. All right, it's about a minute left to the program. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Facebook, LinkedIn, the Ron Kelly Show channel on YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. It's about 45 seconds left to the program. So yeah, so stay alert, folks, and say what you gotta say. Don't sit there like you can't say what's on your mind. Say it. All right, everybody, it's 30 seconds before the end of the program. I want to thank you so much for watching me. Thank you to my sponsor, the American Porterfield. Don't forget to check them out, 908, American Porterfield Transportation, I should say, 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423. So I see you right back here again next week for another edition of the Ron Kelly Show. So until then, take care of yourself and remember that it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. We may not have it all together, but together we can certainly have it all. Thanks so much. I think I'm done.